Alright, you guys, welcome back to the channel. Hopefully y'all are doing well. Today we have this small leak in regards to Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Now, before we go any further, do keep in mind that this is a leak, meaning it's not officially confirmed. So we do have to take this information with the smallest grain of salt. However, the only reason why I'm covering this is because it's from a credible and reputable source, DBS Hype, over on Twitter. So without further ado, please make sure to drop a like and let's hop straight into it. So first and foremost, if you don't know who DBS Hype is, he's a well-known data miner in the anime gaming community, and he's been right about all of the information he's been dropping before the official announcements. So for example, we do have DBZ Kakarot, and he went ahead and teased that DLC 4 was going to be revolving around Bardock, the father of Goku, and then that turned out to be true. He did the same exact thing for DLC 5, but instead of a tease, he just flat out said that the 5th DLC pack was going to be revolving around the 23rd Budokai Tenkaichi tournament. And, you know, that also turned out to be true from OG Dragon Ball. And I couldn't really find any information on this, but he's also been talking about and leaking information in regards to the new anime dropping in 2024, Dragon Ball Daima, you know, saying that Goku was going to revert to his kid self again, stuff like that. So I personally do respect and believe DBS Hype. However, since this isn't an official source, again, we do have to take this with a small grain of salt. So with all that being said, he went out and tweeted from the trailer itself, you can guess, but I'll confirm. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero will have a huge roster we've ever seen, all the way from OG Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Daima, including GT as well. Now, like what he just said, we could have guessed this because OG Dragon Ball characters as well as GT characters were in the previous games, Budokai 1, 2, and 3. But I do find it cool for DBS Hype to, I guess, drop information about the character roster. And it's already been confirmed by the official Bandai Namco website that Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is going to have an incredible number of playable characters. Even if we go ahead and check the Japanese website, I believe Shonen Games was the one who translated this part right here. Yeah, so the translation says 3D battle action featuring the largest character roster in the series. So I also went ahead and translated it myself, but I used Google Translate, so it's not the best. Over on the left is the original image, and on the right we have the translated image, and it says the biggest character in the series will appear. Now, probably referring to the roster. Again, this is from Google Translate, so not the best, but in order to get the largest character roster in the series, you have to include OG Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, GT, and Super. Apparently, we're getting Dragon Ball Daima as well. Who could they possibly include from Dragon Ball Daima? I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a main villain, so he could be a potential DLC character. Oh, and by the way, we're not sure if the OG Dragon Ball characters or even the GT characters are going to be part of the base roster or DLC. The only characters that are confirmed so far are Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super characters. As we've seen many times from the trailer, we do have Android 17 from Super, of course, Bergamo, Jiren, Dragon Ball Super Trunks, Super Saiyan Blue, Goku, and Vegeta, as well as Wrathful / Rage Broly, whatever you want to call him, transforming into Super Saiyan, right? Pretty awesome stuff. And then we have Z Trunks, Z Android 18, Krillin, the OG cast Dragon Ball characters, pretty much. Anyway, I really wanted to create my own Dragon Ball / Dragon Ball GT character roster. So this is what we're doing for today, and we're not going to be focusing on Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, or Dragon Ball Daima. Again, just Dragon Ball GT and Dragon Ball. Comment down below all the characters you guys would like to see if, you know, I didn't name any of them in this one video here. But I already went ahead and moved all the characters I would like to see on the top of the list, because if I didn't plan this ahead of time, it definitely would have taken ages to scour the entire list of the Dragon Ball universe, right? So all the characters that would be awesome in the game are as follows. In regards to Dragon Ball first, of course, Goku, as well as his Uzaru transformation. Krillin, now I don't think Dragon Ball Krillin was playable in any of the Dragon Ball games. even the Dragon Ball King Revenge of King Piccolo game, and that was strictly based on Dragon Ball, right? So I think a playable Dragon Ball Krillin would be pretty dang epic. Master Roshi, y'all already know, of course, with his human transformation. We have General Tao as well as Mercenary Tao or Cyborg Tao. And I think Dragon Ball Tien would be cool as well. Now, hear me out. I know he's somewhat similar to DBZ Tien. I was also going to include Yamcha Tien, but I couldn't really find a way to differentiate both characters, right? For Tien, we can. He has his forearm technique that he never utilizes in DBZ, only in OG Dragon Ball, specifically in the 22nd World Tournament arc. And I think that he will be a pretty awesome character, right? Let me know down below what you guys think about that. Next, we do have, I believe his name is Toby Rami, something like that. You know, a henchman from Demon King Piccolo. Speaking of Demon King Piccolo, y'all already know he should be in the base roster. And characters from the 23rd Tenkaichi tournament as well. We have Adult Goku, Adult Chi-Chi, Piccolo, as well as Piccolo's giant form. Now, these are the OG Dragon Ball characters I personally would like to see in Dragon Ball Sparking. Now, if you notice, I also went ahead and include this other line right here. It's called Dragon Ball, but, you know, characters from Budokai Tenkaichi 3. So all these characters right here are from Tenkaichi 3. However, I don't necessarily care for these characters. I mean, don't get me wrong, they are cool. But if they don't make it into the game, or if they do make it into the game, then that's cool, right? But the first line right here are the characters that I would like to see. We have, let's see, one, not counting the transformations, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 characters from OG Dragon Ball. And again, they're probably going to include these guys as well, just because they're from Budokai Tenkaichi 3. I mean, I guess we can put Grandpa Gohan up here. He's pretty cool. Android 8 as well. Moving forward, we do have Dragon Ball GT. Now, if they don't have all of these characters, again, it is what it is. I don't mind. I'm going to be playing the game day one either way. But of course, Goku is Super Saiyan 3, and maybe the Golden Uzaru form. I know that this wasn't in Budokai Tenkaichi 3 at all, but as we all know, giant characters are playable. Not sure if they're going to be playable in Sparking Zero, but going back to the IGN article, if, you know, the developers, Spike Chunsoft, are trying to capture the original elements of Budokai Tenkaichi, then there should be giant playable characters, right? Golden Ozaru would be cool to see. And y'all already know Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Obvious. This list I'm creating right now is going to be pretty basic, pretty obvious, right? GT Trunks, Super Saiyan form. We have Pan. We do have GT Vegeta, Super Saiyan, and Super Saiyan 4. Did he ever utilize Super Saiyan 2 in the series? If he did, then yeah, go ahead and put Super Saiyan 2 GT Vegeta in. But I can't really remember off the top of my head. I mean, in Xenoverse 2, these three forms are in the game, so yeah, it only makes sense to me. And of course, the GOAT, Super Saiyan 4 GOAT Vegeta for sure. And I think Adult Goten would be awesome as well, just because something similar to Dragon Ball Krillin, they've never been playable in any Dragon Ball game. Oob and Mudjoob, as well as General, what's his name again? Not too sure, but he does have 3 different forms. This is his base form, and then over here, I believe he absorbs all the other androids, you know, something similar to what Android 13 did. And this is his 3rd form. Pretty epic. I feel like he should be playable. I don't think he's in any of the Tenkaichi series or any of the other Dragon Ball games. I think he is in Legends. But let me know down below in the comments. Of course, we have Baby Vegeta, Super Saiyan, 2, 3, and Uzaru form as well. Super 17, y'all already know. We have Ice Shenron, Nova Shenron, Shin Shenron, and his final form. Now, I think it would be extremely epic if they also include Goku Jr., his Super Saiyan form, as well as Vegeta Jr. and Yeah, his Super Saiyan form as well. So this is the character list in terms of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball GT, the characters I would like to see in Sparking Zero. Again, the Budokai 3 line right here, if they bring them back or if they don't include them at all, it is what it is. I don't mind. And yeah, this is it for today's video. Stay tuned for the Dragon Ball Z, Super, and Daima character wish list. I tried my best to condense the character list for GT and OG Dragon Ball, is because I feel like this is going to be, Sparking Zero is going to be a Dragon Ball Z and Super based anime game, right? So I try not to take up too much space for both of these series here, but it is what it is. Thank you guys for watching. I always appreciate the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.